Hi everyone, and welcome to another week of Kinder Chat. I'm Christina from Sweet for Kindergarten, and every week I bring quick and easy kindergarten activities or tips to you that you can use in your kindergarten classroom. So this week I'm talking all about CVCe words. CVCe words are a long vowel pattern. So your students will have learned CVCe words, which is consonant, vowel, consonant. So words like cat, hat, follow the CVC pattern. After they learned the CVC pattern, you want to introduce them to long vowel sounds because they will be covering long vowel sounds in depth in first grade. So it's always great to kind of give them a little head start. So the first thing you would want to teach is the CVCe pattern. So this stands for consonant, vowel, consonant, and then the E is a silent E. So with this pattern, your students will be saying the long vowel sound instead of the short vowel sound like they would in a short vowel word. So when you are teaching CVCe words, you are going to start with focusing on short and long vowel sounds. The very first lesson that I teach with my students is short versus long. So I would teach them that A can make two sounds. They can say a short or a long. And what we'll do is we'll just practice short and long sounds for each of the vowel sounds so that they understand that there are more than one sound. So when I tell them that we're going to be practicing CVCe words and that we're going to be using the long vowel sounds, they know that they are listening for this sound, the long vowel sound. So I always like to introduce it by showing students how to change CVC words into CVCe words, because I feel like it just shows them the purpose of that silent E and what it does. You can always say that the E makes the vowel say its name. Now, when you're calling this pattern, I always like to refer to it as CVCe pattern, or you can also use one of the nicknames for it. So if you're going to use a nickname, I suggest that you teach them a few different nicknames because you never know what their first grade teacher is going to use. So I've called it Silent E, Magic E, Bossy E. So teach them all the different ones and just explain that it's like a nickname. It's like how you might have a nickname for your actual real name, but it's the same person, it's you. We do a couple different activities. The first one is just showing them. We practice reading the short vowel words, can, rip, rob, cut, and then I add the E to the end. So usually I'd have a little popsicle stick with an E, and I would just kind of put the popsicle stick at the end and show them, okay, there's an E there. Now the E makes the A say its name. Now we're gonna say cane. And then the students are able to see can, cane, and they can see that the one letter makes a difference, because a lot of times students won't realize that, that one letter can make a difference, and they're reading can, rip, rob, cut, even though it is a completely different word. So another activity that I like to do with my students is I have them add the E to the end, so kind of like what I was saying before. So they read the word cap, but now they're gonna add that E. They're gonna read it again, ape, cape, and then they're gonna write it and draw it. So now I understand, now I can see if they understand what word they read. So cap becomes keep, kit becomes kite, not becomes note, and so forth. So once you teach them how to change the CVC words to CVCe words, now you can focus on the different CVCe patterns. So I would spend a week on each CVCe pattern. So a week on A blank E, a week on I blank E, a week on O blank E, and then the last week we would do U blank E. But since there's not very many words, I would always add in some review at the end of that week. So I would always, would have this visual that they could look at, And then they also have these visuals. They come in a bigger size. You can print them smaller. So it's nice and easy for students to have at their desk or like on a little binder ring. And then the students can see the different A blank E patterns that they can make. So with CVCe Words, it's just important to identify that short versus long sound, understand how to change it from a CVCe word to a CVCe word, and then understanding each pattern. And with each pattern, A blank E, I blank E, O blank E, U blank E, you want them to be able to decode it, so sound it out and blend it. You also want them to be able to spell words using that pattern, because later on in the year or in first grade, they'll be learning even more long vowel patterns that go with each letter. So if you are not sure how to teach CVCe words or you would like more resources, I have an entire unit with pre-made lesson plans and activities, visuals, assessments, worksheets, and more that you can use with your students to help teach them the CVCe words from start to finish. So those resources are linked below. You can find them there. Make sure to like and subscribe to my channel for more phonics tips and strategies. I will talk to you all next week.